What up, everybody? Late night nail sesh with Sugar. This is gonna be a nice nail therapy chill sesh. I'm bored and I need to be creative, so we're just gonna do part 2, which is the Frenchie nail art on all of these acrylic nails with the new Jingle and Joy collection from Madame Glam, the glitters. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna chill, we're gonna chat. Whoever comes in, it's nice to, have y'all here, and thank y'all for coming. If you come in. So I know it's late, but we're just chilling out, having a good time, and yeah. So we're gonna do like how to Frenchie, but we're gonna do like 5 different ones. Yeah. I did find my nail, by the way. Hi, Cordy, babe. If you didn't see the first one, go check that out because it was the entire acrylic. Now we're doing this. I'm bored and I really, really want to do some stuff and hang out and all that good stuff. So come chat, come hang out with us, and go from there. Now, I'm a nail enthusiast, not a nail tech. So always do your research. And yeah, I do have a code with Madame Glam if you would like to use it. Up to you. It is linked. And yeah, let's dose this. Hi, Cordy babes. I hope you feel better, love. Alright, I'm going to touch up here. Alright. We're going to turn on my little flash. Maybe. There we go. Sorry, didn't mean to make you drunk, man. Alright, I'm gonna pull you guys up here and then zoom in. You guys will have to let me know, is that too bright or is that good enough? Whew. I did find my nail and I did end up putting top coat on it, but then I thought it needs to be buffed, so I'm gonna have to buff this out. That way we can get our top or our base coat on, because I feel like, do you guys think using base coat is better? Because I feel like it doesn't get smoothed out if you don't use base coat, or is that just me? Is that just me? How's everybody's weekend going so far? But if you want to learn to do some different types of Frenchies, then stick around, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe. Can you hear me okay? Does everything look alright? Is it too bright? I don't know. Let me know. Don't be afraid to chat in the chat either, y'all. Okay? But we did do these. We did these nails, and I figured we could hang out. Everybody else is doing something, so, in the house. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do some nail art and just hang out. I feel like I need to get it out of my system, you know? I was going to do it yesterday, but hubby ended up saying, nope, I'm going to bed. So I was like, hi, Laura. I'm sorry your weekend sucked, babe. Thanks for being here. If you're new, hello, it's nice to meet you. We are going to be doing some Frenchies. And right now, I am just buffing the top coat on this. And then that way we can add our base coat. Because base coat will peel right off of top coat. So we're just doing this. All the rest of them are done. But I lost this nail when I did the live part 1. Which is on my channel. So if you want to check that out. Cool. I hope it gets better for you. I truly do. I hope we have a little bit of fun. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm a little quirky. But it's nice to meet you. Thanks for popping in. Do you like nails? Do you do nails? Does anybody do nails? What up, everybody? Yeah, I thought it'd be cool because I wanted to practice my Frenchies because your girl isn't that great with them. And so I thought, you know what? Why don't we do 5 different Frenchies on all of these nails? We'll just do different types and have some fun doing it. So, now that's golden. Usually, you don't want to do it on here, but whatever it is, what it is. I have my alcohol. I have my brushes over here. And I also have this guy in case I need it. And we are going to take our alcohol, brush this, dust this dude off. Hi, Malachi. Thank you. If you want a man to notice you, learn how to cook. Well, I don't need that. I don't need to be noticed by any men, okay? So, I'm married, so I'm good, okay? I do nails, and that's what I love to do. So, yeah. Yeah, how do you get press-on nails off with no pain? I'm new to the nail industry. Hi, Sparkle. How are you? So your husband is unhappy? No. He's not. Nope. Why, okay, first off, why do I have to, why can't I do nails and cook? Just saying. Why can't we do nails and cook? Like, I don't have to, like, that's very stereotypical, but it's all good. Alright, let me grab my base coat, guys, and I will answer a question. Are you talking about just regular press-ons? Like, if you made them, ones from the store? There's a variety of different types, so let me know what you mean, love. Aw, I'm trying. Get you mad. Oh, yeah, no. I don't mind. They ain't gonna make me mad because I know who I am and I know who my family is, so, you know what I'm saying? Regular ones. Okay, so ones that you're not making yourself or just the ones from the store? Now, personally for me, I don't use regular nail glue as I'm gonna grab my lamp is down here beside me, guys, so just know that it's like underneath my desk over here. So we're gonna do one nail at a time, okay? So just make sure it's cleaned off before you put your base coat on. So I'm using Madame Glam base coat. This is a really, really good company if you are a beginner. They're a little slightly, like, they're not like what you would find on Amazon, right? They're HEMA TPO free as well, which is great for sensitive girlies like me. However, I feel that they're one of my favorites. They're up there. I got a floof in there. Don't mind the floofs, guys, okay? If you're new to the channel, I have floofs. So, when we're talking about press-ons, for me, okay, also nails they are very, hi Jamie, how are you? I'm great, how are you? Aw, thanks for coming. Alright, so we have a little, like, floof in here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but icon. And typically when you're doing any type of gel, especially if you're doing chrome, you don't want anything in your top coat, or your base coat or your top coat, because once you put that color on, you'll see it. And I got something right there. So just keep that in mind, everybody. And you want to make sure the whole thing is nicely coated. Okay. So, I think, well, for the ones at the store, it really depends on, like, what glue you're using. Are you using, like, just for, like, regular nail glue? I don't use regular nail glue for myself, so it's a bit different for me. I don't know if you soak yours off. Definitely wouldn't tear them off at all. I would definitely do a good soak off even with the ones from the store, or use sticky tabs if you like sticky tabs. Hi, lip smacking nails. Aw, thanks, babe. I am from Ohio. Ohio, Ohio. But I know, like, I'm not a typical press-on girly, but these are press-ons that I did make out of acrylic. I usually just typically just do my nails, but I wanted to branch out a little bit, do some press-ons with acrylic as well as 5XL nails, and challenge myself to do some Frenchies because, you know, I'm not very great at it. So the only way to get better is to keep doing it, you know, to like practice it. So I figured we could hang out, practice some Frenchies. We're going to use these glitter gels from Madame Glam. And the reason why you need the base coat, guys, is you need that tacky layer for the polish to stick to the nail. So I hope that makes sense. It does help, and it won't peel off the nail. So if you had a top coat on here like I just had, and you add a top coat over top of that, 9 times out of 10 it's going to peel, right? So that's why I use base coat when it comes to gel and gel colors. Now you want to make sure you don't have big clumps of gel on there, and you want to clean it off. Hi, Cheyenne. Yes? Ask any questions. Can I do Wicked? Well, I can. However, tonight we're using these little Xmas colors. So these two are kind of Wicked colors, though, aren't they? So, I mean, we're using all of these colors here. So, all these glitter colors, we're going to be ombreing. We're going to be doing just different types of Frenchies and all of that. So, I'm going to show you guys, like, different types. Hi, Reagan. Is it Canela? You don't have to. No worries. Typically when I do like a late night nail sesh, I used to do them a lot. We used to go live super late like this on the daily almost. However, my time slots have changed, but I was bored and wanted to just create, so I thought it would be cool to come on here and hang out, and maybe you guys can learn something, or you guys can grab some nails and do it with me, because that would be cool too. Alright, so we're gonna base coat these nails and make sure they're all good, and then go from there. Welcome in, Sky. Okay, hi Sky. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet everybody. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Do any of you guys do nails? Let me answer the rest of that question for Laura real quick. So, typically for me, Laura, I usually do like the pop-off method when I do my nails. So, it's a little bit different for me. Even when I have these guys, I will use my sticky tabs, because for me, I can't use like the glue from a lot of these different places, so it's a tad bit different for me. You do? Yay! I wish I knew how to make glam. Girl. So Cordy has a channel too, guys. Okay. These are my nail girlies. I love them so much. They are my mods as well to help out. If you love nails, they have a lot of different things on their channels. Cordy does a lot of nail art shorts. Cordy is new to YouTube as a nail creator, so go check her creations out. And GLAM as well. GLAM has a lot of hauls. She does a lot of hauls, so go check her out as well. Spark, do you have one too? That's okay, Liv. I know you can do it though. If you really wanted to, I know you can do it. Hold on, I had a floof. Okay. Any major floofs, they need to come off the nail. Now, I know, like, even with my other nails, though, because I always just put my nails on or do the pop-off method, but with these, I typically just use the little tabs or whatever you want to call them. But if you do use the ones from the store, I know that those come with sticky tabs, too. However, I don't know how effective they are. it was like this when I found it. Hello. You like arts and crafts? Nice. Me too. Me too. I used to do like painting and stuff. I haven't done painting in a really long time, to be honest with you, but I did do a nail set based on 2 of the paintings that I made. They're somewhere on my channel in my shorts section, because that was like right when I first started, but I have done some character nail art as well. But yeah, I do love arts and crafts. I used to draw and paint a lot myself. I haven't painted, I guess, on like other stuff in a really long time. But for the most part, I like watching, you know. I also like those little. We just did one of the Miniverse Mini sets. And we're going to be basing a nail set off of that. So that is to come. So if you guys like that kind of stuff too, I always do the Miniverse Minis. And then we also do a nail set with them. I've been doing it for about a year or 2 now. So I have quite a bit of them on my channel already. Now I don't know if you can actually take those off via, you know, how you would do gel nails necessarily when it comes to just regular ones, but I would suggest, oh shit, to not let them, like when you're doing the ones from the store. I just hit this on the top of my GLAM. Do you wear the ones from the store at all, like the actual press-ons, or I guess even any from Shein? I'm a press-on girly for only when I make my own. So I don't have a lot. I'm not like very versed in the press-on area, which is kind of stupid, but not really in the scheme of things. Alright, so we just gotta get these out. Sometimes you can get flukes, you can get glitter inside your stuff, so we don't want it to impede our colors. But the reason why you use base coat, guys, is so that the color stays on the nail, but also it also helps make the color that you're putting on smooth out as well. So keep that in mind. Alright. Enough of that nonsense. And then just make sure you're getting any excess off the sides, too. Alright. Thank you. Bye. I'm in apprenticeship for nail tech right now, but I would really like to learn how to do press-on nails instead of just doing nails on clients. I'm not a nail tech, but that's cool. Congrats on your apprenticeship. I just make them. I don't sell them or anything like that. Alright, so we have alcohol for our gel polish, so that way if we make a mistake and you want a cleanup brush, as well as I'm going to use these guys. These are a little bit thicker liner brushes. We're going to see how they work. I'm not really sure how they're going to work, but they're a little bit on the thicker side, so they're kind of going to help in terms of having a little bit thicker of a brush. Depends on how the details are going to be as well, if that makes sense. So these colors I'm actually going to put out on a palette, so that way we have them. So we have Fireside Spark. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It is so beautiful. We're not going to need too much, I don't think. Well, maybe because we're doing 5XL, so we're only doing half the nail, so. So I'm going to kind of put them in order. This one is two-tone, so you have a little bit of that, like, purpley red, almost. It's purple, but it's got, like, red glitter foils. So this is a foil gel, glitter gel. They're kind of on the thicker side as well, which acts almost like gel paint, which is great for nail art. Can always add, yeah, that's true. But because I'm doing 5XL, you want to make sure you have a good fair amount on here. That should be good. Because we're going to be doing, we're going to ombre these colors. We're going to do different types of Frenchies. We're going to do a regular French. We're going to do a multicolored French, an ombre French, a marble French, a swirly French, a V-cut French, a regular French. I know, right? The purple one? Hold on. So the silver. Silver's really pretty. So now I definitely have a silver. Not a silver cat eye, but this one's called Arctic Pearl. The green is called Mistletoe Glow. The blue is Twilight Tulle. And then we have the purple is Midnight Tinsel. And the red is called Fireside Spark. So those are the colors we're going to be using. Hi, Andre. Alright, so we need to figure out what type we want to do on the thumb. What type of Frenchie do we want to do on the thumb? I'm trying to think, because, you know, you can always do a chrome. You can always matte halfway, do a Frenchie, and outline it. Don't color it in, and just do the chrome background and outline it in, like, a glitter color as well. Do we want to try that? Camel toe glow? Hi, Maxie! It's like Bubba Gump shrimp. That's true. Welcome, everybody. What up, what up, what up? Thanks for coming in so late. Okay. So I'm trying to think exactly. Do we just want to do a regular for right now? Or we want to do the Ombre first? Hi, Joseph. Is it Joseph? Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. I cannot see what you're doing over the guideline rules. You might have to X out of that guideline rule thingy, or hit OK, one of the two. Oh, okay, good. Alright, so 5 different Frenchies. So we could do a super V-cut. We could do a regular. We could do, because we're going to be doing 2 multicolored ones, which is the ombre and the marble. So we're going to use all the colors within those ones for the ombre. So what colors you want to use right now? I can call you Roxy, yes. You guys pick the colors. What colors? You want me to do regular? Okay. We shall do regular. What color do we want to use? Oh, no worries. So green? Okay. So basically it depends. You can use an actual nail tip itself. It depends. You can use gel nail tips, or are you talking about a base? This is a base coat, like a gel base coat. This is acrylic on here on this nail. So I'm basically an acrylic girly. Blue, green, green. Okay, let's start with green. Let's map her out. So when you're doing something really thick with your liner, like these are super duper thick, I'm going to spin my brush. I'm going to shake it inside there. But then I'm going to spin my brush and take any of that excess off. And we're going to pull as we do it. Okay? So not only are the bristles coated throughout the whole thing, and it's not just at the end of the brush. Hey, Susie, how are you, honey? How's your weekend? How's everybody's weekend going? Okay, so like I said, we're practicing these. So because this is a long nail, you want to kind of have, I like the longer ones. I don't like doing it clear up here. So I'm going to map this out to about here. And I'm going to try not to make it crooked. All right, can you guys see, or you want me to zoom in? Is that better? So I'm going to map it there. That's not even in the middle, but it'd be alright. So I like the long ones, right? So I guess we're going to take it from here. We're going to go up like that. So I'm just mapping this out, guys. Okay? That's all I'm doing is mapping this out for right now at this point. So I'm going to come from here. And we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to try to keep it the same. Now, is this the best to do this with? No, but if this is the color that you have, or this is the color that you want to do it with, it's not like it's going to be a bad thing to use. You just want to make sure that both are coming straight up and they're both even. So we got to come up a little bit more. Come here and here. Okay. So then we're going to fill all this, the rest of this in. I'll probably use the brush for that. So we're going to take this guy and just level that out a little bit so we have an actual line there. And I just noticed I got a floof in there. It's cured in there now. That's okay though. Alright, so now after we do our lines, we're going to take this guy and we're going to create that edge. And we're going to take it around. Just like so. Right? Now the lines are just to establish the sides for us. And then if you want to make it go a little bit more, we're going to kind of round this out here. The bottom doesn't matter. We're going to fill that in. So just keep your lines on the outside as straight as you possibly can. That's what you got. So we're going to round this out. And I'm going to use my pinky and I'm going to structure it onto this part of my hand. So it gives me better leverage. Now, this part, we want to kind of bring this up and over. So that way our sides are a little bit more even. If that makes sense. I'm not an expert at this either, guys. I get, hi Gypsy Girl. I get the full cover nails to fit perfect, and once I add everything on top, I end up with nails that don't fit. Yeah, for me, that has been my problem. Because they have shrunk for me as well. These guys even shrunk too. And it also depends on the tips that you're doing. If you're using gel tips, I feel like they shrink more, but that's just me. Alright. So that is our... I mean, that looks pretty decent, huh? We're gonna fill it in with the actual bottle brush. Gosh darn, I gotta go. Sorry! Thank you! Is it Chandriki? Oh no, a shin splint. I hate that. Okay, so this brush is very thick. But now we're going to take this guy and we're just going to fill all this in really lightly. We're not going to need a lot, just a thin basic layer, but you're going to cover more nail surface using this than your liner brush. I see a lot of people with doing like long nails where they'll take the liner brush and they'll fill it in with the liner brush, and it's a big area, and it just takes so much time, you guys. So it's just easier to grab your brush, get what you can get on there, and then take your liner brush and fix it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Now, when you have regular colors, you won't have to really finagle with the color as much, but because these are, you know, they're called foil gels, so they're made up, the foil is super tiny, and so it makes it a little bit not as easy than it is with regular gel polish, if that makes sense. I mean, it is regular gel polish, but I hope that makes sense. But we're going to also do our free edge, because please remember to do your free edge, everybody, okay? But I forgot to put the base coat around the free edge. That's alright. We're still going to color her in. I mean, for the most part, I have to fix this here. But for my first, like, Frenchie, not my first, but I hope that makes sense. Alright, we're going to color that in. And I'm going to take any excess off the nail on the side, okay? We don't want a bunch hanging off the side at all whatsoever. So I'm actually going to add some more here, because it is so thick. Now I like how this one goes to about here. So I think what I'm going to do is take my brush and take this out, okay? So it's not coming up on the side as much, but I'm still going to add this up here so that way it's at least filled in as much as I can possibly get it. So yeah, we'll take the brush, we'll make it really nice and sleek through here. And I'm just going to take and bring this up so we have no areas where there may be some openings, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I do like the way this side is. So all I'm going to do is take this guy, and we're going to one fell swoop, right? One swoop. Boom. Like that. I really like this side a lot. It's a little crooked. My nail is crooked on the stand, so you always have to make sure your nail is actually not crooked on the nail stand. Do you see this? I don't know if you guys can actually see, but it's down more on this side than it is this side, so your perspective and you're looking at your points is always going to be off when that happens. So just so you guys are aware of that, I'm going to move it back if I can here. Okay. Yeah, I love this one here. So all we're going to have to do is clear some of this out and bring it to about here. So all this is going to have to come off. But I think for the first one, I think it's not bad. It's actually really pretty. And you can use these gels and draw things within the gel too. Okay, so I have just a little bit of opening here. So I'm going to stabilize my finger. Alright. looks like it's centered now, but this is going to throw us off. So let's go ahead, and this side looks good. Now, if you have any like areas that are kind of up where you didn't meet the brush, you want to get those to kind of come out, if that makes sense. So you want to kind of flatten them out so there's not a bunch of bumpies within the gel polish. Okay. Now, I'm a perfectionist, so if you're new here, hello, my name is Sugar. Alright, so there she is. I'm going to take my cleanup brush, okay? We're going to use a nice flat brush for that. A flat brush is always going to be your best friend when it comes to cleaning up things. So we're going to use, you can use a small one like this. You can use a thicker one. We want a nice round or square brush, depending on what you want to do. So you want to make sure it's cleaned out too. And that's a petal brush. And square round. So we have this guy here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to take this guy and I'm just going to damp him in my alcohol just to kind of get the bristles to kind of open up a little bit. They do have gel on them. And then you want to clean it and keep going. Depending on whatever's on your brush. I usually keep gel in my brushes. Really just depends. I forget what I used for this, but with nail creators, I don't know. Hi, Tammy! Is this? Yes, it is. This is the new Madame Glam Jingle and Joy collection. And we're doing the Frenchies. Alright. So I'm going to lather my brush up. Oh, shit. Well, we're going to have to fix that now. Alright. So we're going to take this guy, and we want it to go to about here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Now, sometimes these are hard to get off of your nail or around the area because of the glitter. So keep that in mind because of the foil. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to get that off, but we're going to use alcohol to do that with. So this side's perfect. I always usually get one side perfect and one not. So I'm going to have to use a little bit of force to get that off there with. Now we're using, what is this one called? Mistletoe Glow. This is for our first regular Frenchie here. And I will tell you guys, if you have a bunch of areas that are raised like this, where you got some stuff in your gel, it will show through that color. And if you mess up though, you can always like do something around the edges to kind of help with disguising it, I guess, if that makes sense. Alright, so this goes to here. So we need to still need to take this off. Now you can use acetone, but I'm allergic to acetone, so we shall not be using that. Okay, you see how thin this is? See how thick this is? We're going to have to go in even more here. So the only difference with this gel versus regular is that it is a foil. So if you make a mistake, keep in mind that you will have to kind of finagle with it, because you'll have little areas like that where the glitter just kind of sticks to it. But for regular colors, it won't be that way. It'll be a lot easier. I mean, I think that's really good. I feel like it's off still, but one thing you don't want to do is put your hand in this, though. It definitely sucks that it's sticking. I really thought it would come off. But you can always just put some on there. So it's a little bit to the right, but I think it'll be alright. All we gotta do is fix this part here. Now, I do like to get the edges because you can kind of see the bottom of your nail. So I will make sure I at least get that edge closest to me. Yeah, she's definitely a little bit off to the side here, so I'm gonna have to bring it this way. She's a little crooked. See? Comes up more here. So does that mean I'm gonna have to come up more on this side? To make it look... to move it over here. I think I'm just gonna have to take this up and make it the same. Hi, dragon! Aw, thanks! Thanks for watching my shorts. Alright, so in order to make this a little bit even without having to take off any, I'm gonna have to come up and make this more... so that way they can kind of both be at least somewhat even. I think that helped. Okay, so we need to take and get most of this on this part of our brush here so we can fill this in. There we go. Alright, so we're just gonna bring this up, I guess. So you're gonna have to kind of finagle with it a little bit, guys. This is probably for a beginner. You don't want to use these types of gels, okay? But I am the type of person that I will just do it with gels that maybe aren't the easiest, just to kind of give myself, I don't even know. But it's all good. Let's see, that's how you learn, right? So I'm gonna take this and make this a little bit thinner, like it's coming off the side. It's a pretty color. It still feels like it's off, but I mean, from this point, it looks okay. but we're gonna take and get a bunch on our brush here. We're gonna make it even. Now it looks like it goes up that way more. Oh, hell. Oh, shit. I would say for me, it's easier to do the Ombre ones than it is a regular one. Like, from this vantage point, it looks fine. But this isn't the way you're going to be wearing it, right? You're going to look at it from this vantage point. But that's fine. It's fine. Alright, we're going to flatten this out a little bit here. Alright, there we go. I'm going to leave it like that. Now, with it being wet like this, you can also add colors to this if you want to. This green is really pretty, and I'm not a green girl at all. Uh-oh. We got a floof, y'all. Alright, so we're gonna pull this all the way down. Now, these are called Russian almond nails. And do you see this? We're just gonna make sure we at least get some color right here. It's not like it's necessary, but I feel like for me, I feel like you guys would be able to see it, and then I'd feel weird, so just add a little bit of that color, and it'll be fine. As long as there's no, like, open spots. There we go. I actually like it to come up the side right there. I think that looks really cool. But yeah, for beginners, I don't think this is the ones to use, but even though I'm not versed in doing a bunch of Frenchies, I've been doing nails for a really long time, so I feel like I'd be okay. Alright. I'm gonna leave it like that, guys, because I don't want to mess it up, so. I'm gonna grab this here because there's a little, we're just lightly gonna pull this down. So there's no, like, open areas. So you just have to lightly maneuver this type of polish. So you can't see through it. So you have to put enough on the nail. But I feel like that's okay. Right? We may have messed up and got a little right there, but I feel like that's okay, guys. Not bad. I'm gonna leave it like that. We're gonna do a full 30. What colors do we want to use next? We want to use double colors? Practice, practice, yes. You can do it. Good night, Cordy love. No worries, babe. You get some rest, my lovely. And you guys can always add base coat into these colors too and make them thinner if you want as well. So always keep that in mind. If you ever have a color like this, you can add just a little bit of base coat. Now it is going to be a little bit thinner, so it's not going to be as jam-packed full. So keep that in mind as well, but you can always add base coat to these colors and thin it out. So that way you can actually, you know, maneuver the colors the way you need to. This blue is my favorite. Look at this blue. Oh my god. It's blue, but it's got purple in it, and it's like, but it is very thick. I do not like the brushes on these ones. I don't know why they made the brush. They keep making these brushes and the glitters so big. Like, I get it. You want to cover more of a surface area, but I don't know. I don't like it. Alright, so do we want to do the V French on the next one, or we want to do two-tone color? What colors do we want to use? Shout out to everybody. Well, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh. Thanks, Cordy, babe. Frenchies are, I'm not going to lie, Frenchies they are a little hard if you don't practice. I'm not one that can do it right off the rip. I mean, I guess I just did. I don't practice them. That's what we're doing tonight, is we are practicing them. But when you have a long nail like this, depending on how long your Frenchie is going to be, is how long you want your brush to be. So, I'm going to clean my brush out, though. If you have a smaller nail, you want like a medium-ish brush to kind of do your Frenchies. So, there's this super long one here, and then I'm using the medium-ish one. This long one is good for creating longer lines for a longer extended period of time. These ones I'm using because they're thicker. So these ones from Glitter Planet are a lot thicker than my BRATTYNAILCO ones. My BRATTYNAILCO ones are not as thick as these, so. Two-tone? Okay. I ordered the new collection, but it doesn't say if it's the Jingle and Joy. I wanted the December collection. Are they the same? This is the December collection. This collection right here is the December collection. Did you just get the glitters, or you get the whole collection? Because these are the other colors that come in it. We have this, like, burgundy mulberry one. It's called Berry Bordeaux. And then we have Cranberry Cheer and Silent Night, which is the blue. But the one that comes in the actual, you guys pick the colors. Are you painting nails? Yes, I am. Hi, Mangles. The one that comes in the limited edition calendar is different. They are different colors and stuff. But this is called the Jingle and Joy collection. So if you got this one, then this is the new December collection. Alright, we're going to do a V French. We're going to try this V French. Okay? So if we're going to do two-toned, we're making it like, what colors do we want to use? We want to do blue and purple, blue and red, blue and green, silver and purple. You guys pick. You're welcome, love. I know. Right? I think it's going to be pretty too. The green one, we did. Here's the green one we did. Very, very, very beautiful. Let's go ahead and top coat her, though. So that way we don't get no flukes in her. Green and purple. Okay, I will do green and purple. Okay, so I'm using the Madam Glam top coat. Any top coat that you put on your gel will flatten it out, or I guess level it out. So, especially if you're doing any thick glitters, you want more of a thicker top coat. If you're doing like super thick glitters or chunky glitters, a thicker top coat is going to be your best friend. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a top coat on this, so that way she's done. It wasn't too bad doing this nail. I'm a faffer. Does anybody know what a faffer is? So let's go ahead and get our end. And then we want to seal up the underneath as well. So you want to seal up those edges too, guys. Okay? Because if you don't seal up underneath those edges, then the edges are going to scrape off, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure you seal it up nicely, but you also don't want to get it underneath to press on either. And I have a little area right here where I accidentally got a floof in there, and when I got my floof in there, it kind of, you know. So underneath here, you want to do this. So when it's on your hand, you're going to do this as well, right? So we're going to take our top coat and we're just going to run it just on the edges here, because we don't want it to flake off or anything like that. There she is. Now this is a floof, and I'm not going to get rid of it because it's such a big one. I mean, I could possibly get rid of it, but for the most part, I don't think I'm going to be able to get rid of it in terms of it. But that's okay. No biggie. As long as you get the outer side and you make sure that the underneath of the nail isn't going to impact when you put it on your nail. And, you know, make sure you get it all sealed in. Especially if you can see, because normally you can see if there's little bits and areas that you forgot, or maybe there's something in there. Take the time to take it out, okay? Because it really does make a difference on the impact of your nail, because you can see it. That's the only bad thing I hate about, like, sometimes you just don't see it, right? Other times you can catch it. For the most part, like, I'm just gonna lightly go over that as best I can here. And it'll also help seal in that Frenchie. There we go. I don't know if you can see that little area right there, but for the most part, everything else is good to go. We're going to go like this, get that excess off, and I'm also going to take my hand and go underneath. And the reason why I do this, guys, is because we don't want big bulges, but it's still going to lock that color in, like so. And you want to wear gloves. Please wear gloves, everybody. Please. And you want that excess off so that way it fits perfectly on the nail. And you don't have any issues. And you can hold it upside down and just kind of bring it to that middle. Ta-da! Alright, there she is. MM, hi! Hi, Bailey! Green and purple, green and purple. Okay, can you give me a shout out? Oh, Emma. Hi, Emma. I'm gonna head off and join later. No worries. Alright, so we're gonna do a V-cut French. Okay, so we're doing 5 different Frenchies, you guys. Alright, and we're gonna be using these colors here, which is from the Madame Glam Jingle and Joy collection, which is the December collection. So you guys picked green and purple, so we're gonna take... one side's going to be green and one side's going to be purple. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to map our little V French out, and how I want to do this, I'm going to make sure my thing is completely... Hi Tosh, how are you, sweets? How are you feeling? I can't wait for the video tomorrow. Alright, we're doing Frenchies, because I'm not good at it. So we got to practice. So I'm going to turn this in the color, and we're going to pull it out so we don't have a bunch on the end here. And we're going to do a V French, right? So from this middle point here, so we need to make sure that the nail is not turned goofy. When it's on a nail stand, you want to make sure it is centered at least good enough. Okay, ready? So the center is going to be here. So we're going to take this V and we're going to run it all the way up to there. Same with the other side. This side's just going to be purple. I'm not good at this, so bear with me here, okay? Yes. This is the Jingle and Joy collection from Madam Glam. Okay, let's do this. Breathe. I'm trying not to breathe here. So we're going to go at an angle. And it depends on how you want your V to be. You can either do it this way, or you can go up from this way. Typically, I usually go like this and like this. So we're going to try it this way and see what happens here. And we're going to keep it. But because it's a 5X nail, you have to keep that in mind as well. So we don't want it, we want it to be nice and like up. So you want to keep it up like that. I kind of went more over to the edge, but that's alright. And then the other one's going to come this way, and we're going to kind of melt them together, if that makes sense, right? So I'm going to go ahead and with this one, you can take your liner brush and do it. It's not such a big area. You can take a thicker brush and you can do it. This one's got like a pinky purple to it, which is really pretty. It's like got a red, pinky, orange, purple to it. It's kind of different. It's really, really pretty. Have you done the V cut French? Tosh? Gosh, I have hair. I have kitty hair everywhere. Alright, I'm just doing this so we can get it on there faster than with a liner brush. Okay. That does look cool though. I do like the V Frenches though. For some reason, I don't know what it is with the V Frenches, but they are my absolute favorite. Like, I don't know why, but they are. So we're going to use this guy. And we're going to push this up. Now, if you're new in here, the gel that I'm using is a foil gel. So it's very thick. It's not like your regular gel that you would use. So if you're a beginner, I would not suggest using this type of gel. I just like kind of challenging myself. But you want to make sure you don't have like a crap ton on the edges either. But enough to maneuver it to where you need it. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Wow. Don't know how the color's going to be when we put that green on there, because purple and green aren't really the greatest of colors. But I'm gonna switch it this way. And now... Hi, Bailey! Yay! Oh, I can't wait. I'll be there. What's a foil gel? A foil gel is like little foil particles in there. It's just considered a glitter, but it's a foil, so it's a lot thicker. Does that make sense? Okay. So, bear with me here. I'm just mapping this out a little bit. I don't want to go like... I don't want to make it like... That seems like it'll be alright. If not, we'll fix it. Okay, so that one comes clear up here. So it's literally super thick, as you can see. But if you want to, what do you want to call that? Make it thinner, then you can add your base coat to it and make it thinner that way. It's really thick. It's not perfect to use for Frenchies, but I wanted to use the new colors, and I thought, you know what? Let's do some Frenchies. But I also forgot that foil gels were really thick, and so I forgot. But that's okay, because it challenges our brain. So, typically, if you have a big space, use your brush from the bottle, because you'll have a little bit more color that's going to come off, but it's not that big of a space, so super duper beautiful. I mean, okay, we're going to cap our end here with our color. You must put the color on the ends. Well, you don't have to. You can do what you want, but for me... Now, if you're using the liner brush too, you'll be able to see where you need to add that color and where you can see through to the other side, if that makes sense. So you do kind of have to maneuver the color. Ooh, that looks cool. So now we need to make it straight. So I'm just kind of taking what's on the end of my brush here and dragging it along, so if there's any imperfection in terms of the line, as I move my brush, it'll kind of push it in there for me. So I'm keeping it flat to the nail, if that makes sense. But I just messed it up, so... I made it a little wobbly through here, but you can also make a wobbly French, which we are going to do, so I can show you how to make a wobbly French look pretty. This one's perfect. Okay. I know, right? It's really pretty. The color and that color and the silver would have been fire. Oh, the green and the green and the silver, or the purple and the silver? My favorite is the blue. The blue and the purple are my faves. Dude, thanks for coming to hang out with me, guys. Okay, so... Okay. Now, you're not going to be able to clean these up like you can regular polish. So, I either leave it the way it is... Oh shit, I just put my finger in it. You know what? That's okay for right now. It's not that bad, right? Right? It's not that bad. Okay. Now we're going to take this purple and I'm going to kind of take this a little bit on the edge here. And I'm just going to go down that so you can actually see where they meet together. That looks really cool. I really like the V part. You know, you can always make it bigger if you want, but I've always wanted to do it down more. It's really nice. Alright, there she is. Now, underneath, it's up to you guys, like I said, if you want to cover that or not, but we're going to go ahead and put her in the lamp. Alright, you guys get to pick the next colors. So for the next one, here's the first one. We did just a regular Frenchie. I'm not very good at Frenchies, guys. Okay, so that's why we're practicing here. So, what colors do we want to do next? Hi, Ton. Thanks. I think the green... Oh, you like the green? I need to figure out the best way to do a silver chrome ombre for next weekend. Tasha, is it like silver chrome with white tip of ombre? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and top coat this. Well, are you trying to do like a different colored one? Or... And I did put that in the lamp for 60 seconds. I was going to do a chrome background on here and do an outside French, like where you outline the French, but I didn't think that would be okay because I'm basically not doing... I'm trying just to do like different types of Frenchies for you guys. That sounds really, really cool, and I feel like that would be very pretty. So, is the bottom gonna be that? Or... Alright, so we're gonna make sure we cap the bottom of this too, guys. Because we don't want the color to flake off, right? Beautiful. Even though I did that, I'm gonna take that excess off. And then that way we don't have any bulges. Beautiful. I'm gonna hang her upside down a little bit. Nice. I don't think I've ever wore a whole hand of Frenchies either. More like natural nail look with a chrome ombre tip. Oh, okay, so you just want to ombre the chrome at the end then, right? That's what I'm thinking. You would probably do the color first, and then take the chrome at the bottom, and then you're going to take like the edge, right, of your thing. You're going to tilt it to the side, put it on first, then take your edge and kind of swipe up like this. And it'll like blend it in. Does that make sense? It'll help make it like a messy blend. If you want that messy blend, that's up to you. Yeah, wipe or dab on the midway up. I usually like to use like the thing and just kind of go, and it kind of gives it like a, you can go more up here on the end, and then more here, and then a little bit here in the middle, so it kind of looks like it's veering this way, or you can just do the whole thing up and down, typically. Okay. What colors we using next, guys? We haven't used blue. We haven't used red yet. So we're going to do an ombre and a marble. Okay, so we're going to ombre all the colors on the... So I'm going to do the marble on this one, actually. So I need to get a couple... that'll be fine. So we're going to map our... So what type of... Do we just want to do a regular right now? For this one? Or so that way we can have all of our colors in there? Or do we want to do like a... You know what? Let's do a crazy one. So I'm going to take... Oh. Yeah. Just like, yeah, what Tammy said. No, well, you're welcome, love. I'm happy to help. Okay, so you can either take a brand new one, clean your brush off, and... Awesome. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... This one's going to be marble, so the colors can go anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it from here, and we're going to do a... We're going to do a wiggle French, okay? So that means we're going to take our colors. Now, when you're doing a color French like this, marbles are going to be everywhere. But we want the colors to be a little bit on the wobbly side, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wobble it like so, right? You guys can get crazy with this too. We're going to take this because this color goes into blue and so does green. So you want to take a color that's going to actually go into itself, which is really going to help make that color, you know, color theory wise. So we're going to take this and I'm going to bring it to about there. We're going to do that. Typically, you would just do... Okay. Now, we can make this go up into this guy. So it kind of marbles its way in there. So we have a little bit more of that color. Now, you can start from the top like I did too. We're going to take our blue. I like these types of ones. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of make it go over that a little bit. And now I shouldn't have used this one for that blue, but take that excess off, and we're going to take this green, and we're going to come up this side. Just have fun with it though, guys. So typically we want it to come this way. It's easier if we can take it off with one of these brushes. Okay. Now this to me is called a squiggly French, which is one of my favorite Frenches to do. So I'm going to, we have this, so I'm going to take this silver and we're going to touch up this silver. I'm going to bring it around up here. So they both kind of come out like that. Okay. Now we can just add our colors in there however you want. That looks really, really cool. So you want to make sure, like, blue obviously will go in there. So take and get a couple of different colors on here. And we can either ombre these colors. You know what? Let's ombre these colors since they're already like this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take this blue. This is just something I made up, y'all, okay? So we're going to take our blue. Now, when you're filling in spaces like this, you can use a fill-in brush, which is a little bit of not such a long brush, but a brush that's going to help create more of that distance, I guess, with the color, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to maneuver this. And I'm just going to go like this. Right? Oh no. Ah! We had a hair. But these are like some of my favorite Frenchies though. So this down here is going to be all pink, basically, with a little bit of red coming down here. But that's okay because it's like an ombre effect. So we're doing like a multicolored ombre, which I haven't done yet with a French. So we're just going to do it, right? So I'm going to take that excess off and I'm going to take this green. I'm just going to... This is probably going to be the easiest one to do. And then we're going to just kind of take that excess. We're going to run it up. And then we're going to run it into the blue. And all I'm doing is like lines, right? Now you can take another brush and you can just kind of maneuver the colors back and forth, right? Just so the blue's coming up into the green and the green's going into the blue. You just kind of maneuver them back and forth a little bit here. Oh yeah, dude. So if you want to add a little bit more because you see some open spots, go ahead and do that. But you don't want to put too much on that it's not going to cure properly, right? So just maneuver this like this. Nice. Okay, now, same thing with this one. I'm going to grab this guy. And I'm actually going to bring the blue down a little bit more But you're still going to use this to kind of blend them together, if that makes sense. Oh, dude, this one's going to be the coolest one, I think, for me. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but we're going to take this and we're going to blend this down. If you guys don't know, I am the Ombre Queen. Okay. And you can also use the brush from the bottle too, if you want to. What do you think? It's gonna look pretty cool once we get them all on there and get them ombre'd enough to, you know what I mean? No worries, babe. It's nippy here, but... Oh, it's nippy. It's supposed to snow, I think this week, I think? Like, actually snow again. But it's been super cold. Like, 20s. Something like that. I haven't got my car yet. I'm still waiting on that. I'm supposed to get my car Monday. Do you see why I don't like filling this in with liner brush when it's a big surface area? If you have a small surface area, it's fine. But when you have a big surface area like this one, it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt, I guess. Okay, I'm just going to take this excess that I have on here. But I like when I do, like snowflakes and sickles, and I take my brush and I blend it up like this, and I let it just kind of create this little type of whatever, and I just love it so much. It's my absolute fave. Now, these can be forgiving, and then they can't be forgiving, so you gotta watch how you're putting it on too, because the foil kind of can lump into certain areas, and then you have to kind of go in over it, because it's literally like micro foils. I don't know if you guys can tell, but okay, we're gonna bring this guy up. Bring this excess down so we don't have big areas. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay, so what I am gonna do is take this and make it a little more noticeable around that edge though. Okay, so you can either wipe this off or you can keep the color on there, because the color is kind of in the same family. So we're going to add this guy, and we're going to bring both of them together here. This one's a little bit less, I guess, than the others. So it's a little bit not as thick, if you guys can see. I'm not sure if you can or not, but... So we're going to bring this up. And I want to kind of make it the same a little bit, but not, right, as the blue. So I'm going to keep it this way. If I go off screen, let me know, guys, okay? Okay. So we're going to bring that color down and just lightly feather it down like so. Ombre that down. So it's into the pink, and then we're going to ombre that pink up this way. So it looks like it's coming. Love it. And then you want to make sure all this is kind of the same. So there's no like super big dips. And I mean, I hope you guys are learning something. I'm not a nail tech, but I think it's fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly pull this excess up here into this, just so we kind of have a little bit of that. Okay, let's go ahead and take our silver. Our silver isn't as sparkly, I guess, if you will. It's not, it's a foil, but it's not like these. It's definitely different, I will say. Okay. So because this one's a little bit different, we're going to have to come down with it. Shoot. I was going to say, make sure you don't get it into the red until the bottom part, but if it happens, it happens. We're just going to pull down. And then if you have red, kind of just wipe it off on your towel. Right? So we're going to take this. And we're just going to lightly blend. So it's almost like a lighter color. Ah! Well, shit. That looks really cool. I'm going to take that excess off, though. I'm going to take this, and we're going to pull this up a little bit more. Just so it doesn't look like, you know, we're missing something there, I guess. Since these colors are kind of like... We're going to do it like that. So it blends a little bit more. Okay. It's fairly easy, as you guys can see. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to try and blend this up a little bit more. Kind of blend it up and down so it gives us a little bit of a teal color. It's supposed to look wobbly. Could I have brought the red up more? Yes. I definitely could have. But it's supposed to be wobbly, so keep that in mind. That's probably one of my favorite Frenches to do. Because it's different. It's not supposed to be symmetrical. So, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this bottom part in. Because I don't want to see that bottom part of the nail. Because I want the color to kind of wrap around. It's a little bit overkill, but I think for me, I like it that way. So, but you don't want a lot because you don't want it to be bumpy and lumpy and all that, right? So we're going to take this red, and we're just going to... Alright. That looks super cool. Really like that a lot. Now you can bring these colors out more if you want to. Like right here, you can bring this out a little more so it looks a little bit more proportional at the top here. There we go. Alright, let's cure everybody. Damn it. Look what I did. Forgot that was in there. I'm just gonna lightly fill that in. Gonna be a little wonky now, but not much I can do about that. Now we got a big old thing that comes out the side there, but whatever. Oh my gosh, it came off. Oh my gosh, it's coming off. Check your light first, guys. Okay? I can't believe I did that. Hi, Mabel. How are you feeling, Tosh? Do you guys remember if... Oh yeah, I did top coat it. So we're probably gonna have to re-top coat this one. But at least it's coming off, right? Oh yeah, I think we're golden. Cool. We don't have to top coat. Nice. Alright, next one we're going to do a marble. So this one we're going to go all over. What other Frenchie is there? Isn't there like the upside down French where you're coming out like this and like this? Right? And we can marble the middle of it. Isn't that a Frenchie too? Hi, Alfredo. Alfred. I bet you are. Did you have a good day though, Tosh? How was your client? Hi, everybody. Thanks for staying here. Oh, wait, I missed the name. Is it Tune? Tone? Tune? I'm not very good with names, guys. Sunny. Okay. Nice. Is it? Nice. Alright, so while we're trying to figure this one out, we're doing the marble. I'm gonna go ahead and while you guys figure out what color we're what other one we want to do. Because, okay, so this is our ombre, multicolored ombre. This is multicolored ombre, so we used all the colors. And I did hit this little part right here, like, ugh. So if you ever do that and you hit a nail and something's like up on it, use a thicker top coat and it'll kind of fill in that space if that happens. I'm not really too worried about it tonight too. Yeah, I definitely cannot believe that I hit it on this side too. But that's okay. We'll smooth it out as much as we can, huh? They look really cool. I do like them. They're definitely different. But yeah, this is my favorite type of French to do. I've not really been a regular French girly. So it's a little bit different for me, but I'm going to try to smooth this out. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. If you have stuff in your top coat, right? Or you have stuff in your base coat, like when you base coat your nail and you let it sit, they will peek through your top coat, just so you guys know. And so, and I don't want any. Here we go. Okay. So I guess for the most part, even though I jacked this one up, it still looks pretty. I love the colors of it though. We have a little something in the middle there, but that's okay. Not a big deal. But yeah, make sure you cap your free edges, guys. Okay. Take any excess off. See all that? All that's going to hang underneath. But the top coat still seals it in underneath. You're just getting that excess off there. Nice. And then make sure you don't have anything underneath the press on, because this is not going to allow you to put your press on the way you need it to be put on. So we're going to hold it upside down, and then we're going to put it in the lamp. Mabel, what? Wait. Hold up. Let me put this in here real quick. Mabel, when did this happen? Like, seriously. Thanks for wanting to hang with me, guys. No worries. You're welcome. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, that's true, Tosh. That is true. I don't do clients, but you know what I mean? I just, like, for me, I just never thought. I did nails once. No, twice. On somebody. No, 3 times. I'm sorry. 3 times. I did, like, prom and that. And I just wasn't. It wasn't my forte, y'all. It really wasn't. It was just not my forte, because I feel like I'm going to hurt somebody, or I don't know. What other Frenchies is there out there? The regular? I'm trying to think. Help me out here, guys. The day of Nellie's live. Oh. Are you serious? Did you tell her about that too? What the flying hell is wrong with people? I didn't know that. But you're not the only one, baby. We all did. Okay? Me, you, Nelly, Cordy. So, please do not take it to heart because she knows absolutely nothing about any of us. So, don't take it to heart. Don't let her get you down. Oh man, that makes me so mad. I'm sorry that happened. Yes, she did. She meshes all of us, honey. And I was called a white blah 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 blah. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Alright. Have you ever done the Frenchie upside down and right side up? Because I think I'm gonna do a silver. You want me to do a silver? We can do a silver and what color do we want to do? Silver. Let's save the marble for the last one. We'll do a crazy, or this one's gonna be our marble, ain't it? So we're gonna do upside down. Yes, silver. Okay. Oh my gosh, Tosh. It was in Nellie's live. I think, did you come to Nellie's live? Or it was on Nellie's channel. Me and her went live and did this set here. We did like, remember this? I don't know if you've seen this set, but this is the set we did. I didn't get to finish it, but this is the set that we did. And, yeah, somebody, we're not gonna name names, but went after all of us. Okay. I'm gonna use silver. So we're gonna do silver and... You want to do silver and pink or silver and blue? So one... I'll tell you, Tosh. After. It is. It was crazy. I was just like, whoa, I wasn't even done with the live yet, and I was already getting bombarded with stuff, so... If you're new here, though, I did make these nails in part 1. This is part 2, which is our nail therapy sesh. So, we'll just do... How do we do blue? We got a pink and a green. Let's do blue and silver. How about that? So, we're going to do the upside down one. So, I'm going to take it from here to here. And then I'm going to turn the nail this way. So, my brush is on the side that I need to do that side. And I turned it this way, so the brush is always closest to the nail on the side that I need to do the nail art with. Does that make sense? It's just a lot easier to do it that way. So we'll do a two-tone. Well, I'll map it out. I would say it's easier. Okay. Okay, I'm just mapping it this way. And then we'll do the blue up this way. And this whole side and this side will be our Frenchies. So it's like an upside down type of Frenchie thing. So let's pull this up here. And we want to make sure it's even enough. So with the oil, with the color is a little bit different. But if I keep this part at least, you know, right here. And then we'll do the blue. So I'm going to take this. So this one's going to go the opposite direction, right? Oh, good lord. Okay, I'm just trying to map that out a little bit. Because we want to try to... Okay, because we got to make sure the side comes down the same. See how that looks? Whoa, that's gonna look crazy when we marble that together. So I guess shouldn't... This is all gonna be blue anyway. So I guess taking it this way. It's a little wonky. This is here and this is here, but you know what? It's all good, guys. I'm just gonna pull this excess. And then we're just gonna marble the colors together. So all this is gonna be blue at the bottom here. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this in. Now if you want to use that, then you can. If you want to use the brush, you can. This is called the upside down marble. I don't know. Or upside down Frenchie. So when you're going to be marbling these colors with this, we're going to make it... Look. You're going to take that color and we're going to varnish it upwards like this. Right? So when we put the colors together, they're more or less ombre together. Oh, that's going to look cool. And then you can either stick something in the middle or... But this is an idea if you guys want to make something a little bit unique and a little bit different. You know what I mean? So take it the way that you want it, right? So I'm going to bring this color up in the center here. All the way. Not quite all the way, but I'm going to just kind of mellow that out a little bit. Shit. That blue is so pretty. Okay. So now I'm going to take this excess. We're going to fill this middle part in. Okay, now we need to make sure there's no open areas. So you're going to take a little bit more of this blue. And if you want to use a smaller one, you can too, right? Like a smaller liner brush to give you a little bit more precision. And we're going to fill this in. So, just going to lightly pull that up. And we're going to do it like, it doesn't need to be like super whatever. It just needs to be so we can bring that color together. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up this. And now we're going to take this and we're going to fill this guy in. So before we start going into that blue, let's get this filled in. Whoa, that's going to look really cool. So sometimes if you push too hard, it'll bring it up off the nail. Oh shit, I just got some blue in that. So we're just going to fill that in up to that blue spot. And we're going to make sure we have a good amount of that color coated in there. So when I go to blend it, it's going to give us something super duper cool. So I'm going to clean that blue off. We're going to come in around this little area here and make sure we have a good amount so we don't have no areas showing. Because I feel like it's going to look really cool once we get those colors together, right? So you can either take one that's already got the color on it and do it, right? So you're just going to... Ooh. So you're just going to bring it back and forth. Whoa. That looks really cool. Alright, if it takes it off the nail, then, you know, we gotta add some on there, but... Whoa, it almost looks like icicles in there. What do you guys think? Hi, Michelle! Like, I almost feel like I need a little bit, like... like a little sprint of blue through that. Just a little bit, though, right? Just kind of bring it up. Wow. How cool does that look? It almost looks like a... I don't know, but you can take your brush and do this and do swirls in there if you want, you guys. You really can. I want to do it, but then again, I don't want to mess this part up, but I think it looks pretty cool for an ombre look. Now, if you've never done this before, I mean, that would be cool to see what you guys come up with. But like I said, we're practicing, so. Because I feel like if you practice, obviously, you get better, right? Beautiful. I'm going to cure that because I really do like that a lot. So, we're going to cure that. There's this one. They definitely look really cool. So you can tell we got a little bit more intricate the more we went down, right? Okay, let's make sure it is straight. All right, last one. Why is this? Did I accidentally put top coat? I accidentally put top coat on this. Oh well, it's fine. Although I thought I didn't, but. Alright, what colors we want to use? Oh wait, we're doing the marble, right? Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit different here. We're going to take a smaller brush. Like a thicker brush. You can either take a brush or you can take like dotting tool. I know, I love it though. I'm usually watching on my TV, but my flipper is out of commission tonight. I love you guys. Maybe... Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you can definitely hook a keyboard up to your TV. And use it like that. Alright. We are going to do... Do we want to... Is there a Frenchie that's a sideways Frenchie? Have you guys ever heard of that? A sideways French? Or like one that just goes this way? I'm trying to think of all the Frenchies that people do. There's swirl Frenchies. We're just going to do the marble. So, here's this guy. Let's go ahead and... We're going to go ahead and get our top coat. So this time, if we want to do a marble, do we want to use all the colors again? Or do we want to use only like a 2 or 3 color marble? Can you do like French tips but blue? I mean, hold on, I'll show you what we've done. I mean, we are doing French tips. I'm just doing like different types of Frenchies. They're not your traditional Frenchies either, now that I think about it. But any of you guys can like do these style of Frenchies. Alright, so I'm gonna put a good layer of this on here to just kind of smooth that out. I'm gonna seal this in as well. Ooh, that looks really... Does that not look really pretty? I love that. I don't know why, but... Okay. So what I'm doing is just taking the excess off for anybody new that's in here. Alright, let's put her in. Look what I did. Goodness. Alright, last one, guys. Why did they hold that? I'm over here trying to touch my computer like it's touchscreen. It is, it is. Sparks. Yay! Alright, so we're going to do a marble. Do we want to do 3 colors? Do we want to do... What kind do we want to do? Do we want to do red, pink, and blue? Do we want to do pink or purple, blue, and silver? Or do we just want to do 2 colors? You know what? We're going to do just a regular French. Or... trying to think. You know what? We're going to do an upside down French. Okay? So the upside down French is going to be here. So we're going to go up to about here. Since this one, the first one we started with is a regular French. I like to do upside down Frenches too. 3 color, all the colors. We can do all the colors. Alright, I'm going to map it out with the silver because it's a little bit easier to map out with the silver. But they're going to be marbled, so... Alright, let me grab this silver. So we're going to map out just the whatever, and then we're just going to marble them all together. So I'm just going to lightly do what we did with the first one, which is just a regular French. It's just this one's going to be upside down. Okay? So we're going to take this guy, and we're going to go up about this far. Okay? So this whole thing is going to be marbled. And I'm going to bring this down to that corner. And I kind of came up a little bit more here and didn't come this way, so we're going to take this guy and I'm going to Alright, so all we have to do is maneuver this way. Okay, so that is our actual base, okay? Now this whole thing is going to be marbled at the top. And it's going to look crazy. But typically you can bring it up more so it looks like it's kind of draping down the edges. Matter of fact, I should do that. Bring that point up, shouldn't I? Alright, so the point's going to come up here more. And we're going to swing it this way. This side, same thing. We're going to swing it. I'm going to come down, but we're not going to go all the way. We're just going to come down like that. So it's coming down. It's going to show like points of where that existed. So technically you don't want to go all the way to that side. Okay. So we're going to bring this and we're going to stay within that limit. And then I would say that's one of the hardest things with a French. You see how high up this arch is compared to this just comes straight down like that? So I'll have to do it from here. And then it comes straight down. Alright, I'm just gonna cue this side up here. This is perfect, look at that. Freaking perfect on that side. Alright. Now we're just gonna take our... Where'd it go? We're gonna take our brush and we're gonna dab these colors on and then we're gonna mix them, okay? So I'm gonna take this thicker brush here. And we're gonna dab like so. If you want it in certain places, right? So we're just gonna... So you want to make sure you put the green by the blue, okay? This is how I marble, guys. It's actually fun to do this like this. So, because the green and the red make, you know, poopy colors, so. Typically, you can use a dotting tool. So we're going to dot this guy here. Now, I'm not going to go through the green too much. And you don't have to make them in, like... You can make them in, like, strings, too. So, I'm gonna add this blue. You don't really want to put too much silver, but... Alright, you're going to take a smaller liner brush, like a thinner one, and you're going to go through that. Does that make sense? So you can take one of these. And you're just going to pull that color. And typically, I like to make sure that I'm adding more color on, you know what I mean, to get these really nice, like, swirls. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? So sometimes you just need to blob it on there. But if you're going to blob it on there, then make sure you have enough on there for whatever it is, you know, wherever you're putting this at, right? So when you do go to do everything, that wasn't the best brush that I used putting this on, but... So we're just going to take this guy and... I'm not going to go through it too much because we still want these colors to kind of activate each other. So it still kind of looks really, really, you know, cool. And then you're going to take, I'm going to take a little bit of this green and we're going to come through here. And you can fill in these spots once you get, you know, some of these colors on here. You can kind of fill in these spots too with colors that you necessarily wouldn't have put on here, if that makes sense. So it's going to be a little bit different for certain areas. But you want enough so you can see that the color is actually marbling together. You know what I mean? But if you're going to bring that red into that blue, just make sure you don't bring too much of that red into that green, right? And you can swirl it too. I mean, take this, for example. It's very therapeutic. Like, I'm so serious. It is so therapeutic. I am not even joking. And it really does make it look so cool. But the more that you kind of go through that color, the more it's going to... Your brush is going to kind of... I don't even know how to explain it. Go through that foil, I guess. Because you want to cover the whole nail. You know what I mean? So we're going to take this pink. I'm going to take this green. Oh, that looks freaking awesome. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to bring this pink up here. And then we're going to drop it into that red. Oh, that looks nice. We're going to bring some of this right up into that pink. This is probably the most therapeutic way to do it. I'm not even kidding right now. Now with the foils, it's a little bit easier to kind of maneuver them around. So you kind of get colors where you wouldn't necessarily think you would get color, if that makes sense. So we're going to bring a little bit more of this green in here. So I really don't have any. Back into this blue, into this red. Oh my god. We're going to take this red. And then we're going to bring this up like that, so it kind of looks like it's flowing into each other. I mean, it is, but I don't know if that made sense, but I'm going to bring this down here. You see how it comes down like this? Dude, that looks so cool. I think we got her all the way filled in. And that's our upside down. This is our upside down little guy. So I'm just gonna double check the edges here and just make sure it's covered at least. Ah! Shit. Wow, that looks crazy, don't it? Okay. That is called the marble Frenchie. Which anybody can do. Wow, that looks crazy, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna hold this upside down. I just put my hand through that and I don't even know where I did it. Dude, this is so cool. Thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you so much, Tosh. Oh. I accidentally put my finger through that, guys. But that's what she looks like. That's an upside down marble Frenchie. What? Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go like this so we get them colors to kind of not be so lumpy bumpy. It is gonna be lumpy bumpy for the most part, just because of how the glitters are, but just make sure to move, you know, any type of whatever, just kind of move it, maneuver it the best that you can. Alright, guys. I am putting her in the lamp. They definitely look super cool. Alright. All we gotta do is top coat those. Well, that one. Here's what they look like so far, guys. What do you think? I think they look pretty damn cool for not ever really doing Frenchies, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to move this out of the way so we can top coat those other ones, and yeah. I'll take pictures with them. Do you guys, shout out to the 37 still in here. Tosh, Tammy, thank you everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe too, because this practice sesh, I think, helped me kind of figure out where I wanted to put my Frenchies, I guess, for a nail set, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm going to move these over here really quickly while that's in the lamp. And then we're going to, I need brush cleaner. I need to get a good brush cleaner that actually soaks up, like, my stuff. If that makes sense. But I put that in because it's a little bit thicker polish on that. I put it in for 90 seconds or 120, something like that. Because this stays inside of your brush. So you have to make sure you clean it really, 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 really well. Okay, so you're probably going to have to wash and clean it a couple times. I just keep putting it in my brush. But just keep that in mind that the foil ones are hard to get out of your brush, okay? Alright, I'm going to move this. And I'm just going to get this off. Alright. So let's go ahead and do that top coat, and I'll show you guys. I was going to put them on. Do you guys want me to put them on? You would? Oh my gosh, yay. I was hoping you guys would want to wear them. Anybody that's new in here, would you wear them too, other than Tosh and them? Okay, let's top coat. You want me to put them on? Okay. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's very busy. That marble is a very busy, busy, busy marble, but I think it just gives it something different. You know me. A lot different. So I'm going to kind of take and put quite a bit right here. Now, Madame Glam top coat isn't like super thick or anything like that. But you can take a good fair amount on here. Okay, same thing on the bottom. We're going to make sure we seal all of that in. Because I am actually going to be wearing these, and I'm so excited to, like, wear them out. And I thought, you know what? I just want to do a plain set with Frenchies. I don't know why. I just did, you know? I just felt like it was probably, like, better that I start trying actually doing things instead of just doing acrylic, you know what I mean, colors and whatever. So nice. That actually helped. Oh wow, that's beautiful. I'm gonna hold it upside down though. Okay, we're gonna get that excess off there. Nice. Okay, like I said, you want to make sure you're taking that excess off all the way up to the top here, because
it's not gonna go on the nail quite like you want it to. Especially if you have a little bit of a bulge at the end there. But that is so pretty, you guys. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys that this set glows. This set absolutely glows. Do you guys want to see that glow? Nice. Oh my god, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna hold her upside down and I'm gonna put her in the lamp, and that is Dunsky for those. Love you, Tosh. Thank you so much for all your help, babe. Thanks for coming. I know it's late. Alright, into the lamp she goes, everybody. Alright. I'm gonna take my gloves off. These are my fingers. They are dirty because they're inside the gloves, so don't... Okay. So this was the December collection from Madame Glam called Jingle and Joy that we used. These are the colors. And then these are the other three colors, which I want to use this one on a set too. Okay, I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna grab my sticky tabs, okay? So the reason why I'm doing sticky tabs is because they stick on really well for me. I love Tosh. She's freaking amazing. She always makes us laugh. With her little voice, her little sweet voice. The only thing I don't like about these little tip thingies is they don't completely come off. Like, they want to start coming up off your nail before they actually, like, stay. See what I mean? It's the only thing I hate about these things. But they stick on well, and I can do dishes with them and everything else. It's just taking it off the pink thing. Okay. Oh my god, that's so pretty. You guys, look at that. I did it! Okay. We're gonna use this one on. It is, right? But at the end of the year, I have tons of computer work. Aw, sorry, loves. Oh my gosh, come on, you stupid thing. I don't recommend buying these off Amazon, you guys. Do you guys wear these types of things too? Like these things, or no? Oh my god, look at that. That is so, like, just elegant and pretty though, right? I really did really nice on the apex part. I'm kind of proud of myself on the apex part. I'm not gonna lie. I do have some BTR box ones, but they're not as, like, good. If that makes sense. Do you guys like BTR box? Anybody? You don't use them at all? Well, I use them for you guys, especially when I'm doing, you know, nail stuff like this. And I can still put them on for about... I could wear them for a good day or two. Oh my... Look at that one. And, like, they won't come off or anything. Like, because these ones are... They say they're waterproof. And stuff. So, I mean, I guess they do work, but, like, they're just hard to get on. The thing just doesn't want to peel off because it's so thin, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, it sticks to the nail, but it doesn't want to come off, so it lifts that, like, top part right there. Oh my god, I really feel like... Ow. They're super different, but I really love them a lot. So I'm gonna put that in there while I get this guy on. But I do like them for the simple fact that I can at least wear them for like a day or two, you know what I mean? As long as I've already taken my shower and all of that, I'm good. But if I haven't, then I do have to take them off, of course. Because they won't last, like, through a shower, but they'll last through, you know, like, I can wash dishes with them, like, once at least, you know? Oh my... Oh my Lanta, you guys. I absolutely love these. Even though they're simple, I love them. Can you guys really see them, though? I love this one. But here's the marble one up close. And then this one. This one reminds me of winter, right? And then this one's my favorite. Absolutely love this one. And these are the 5XL Russian nail tips from Nail Couture. And then here's our regular, just deep V French. And then the regular Frenchie. This is cool because look, we have the regular that goes this way, and then we have this one that goes upside down. And I think that's a cool way of, like, doing your Frenchies. But yeah, there they are, guys. Oh, let me show you the glow. I'm going to turn this off, okay? You guys ready? Are you ready for the glow? My hands are super long, but that's okay. Alright, I'm going to shut my computer and then turn off my light. Okay, ready? Oh my god! Focus. Focus. There we go. Well, they're super freaking bright. Holy shnikes. Super duper bright. I wish it would focus, but sometimes that's what happens when you're in the dark. But yeah, guys. That's what they look like. So I'm going to turn my light on. And there is a code in there, guys. Eclipse 35, Miss Eclipse 35 you can use on the new colors if you would like from Madam Glam. But yeah, these are the colors, guys. I'm going to take some pictures and stuff too. Thanks for taking your Saturday to hang out with me. I truly appreciate it. I absolutely love the colors. Look, I'm going to make it blurry so you can see the different types of, like, colors. Can you kind of see the rainbow? So for me in person, all this is like rainbow glitter. And then you have like the colors. So it's just a mauve rainbow glitter set with yeah, so I love you guys. It's simple and it still looks really nice. Like you actually did something like major, you know what I mean? But I love you guys. So thankful for you guys. And I'm shout out to my mods. Shout out to any of my donators. And shout out to you ladies. Thank you all. 28 of you in this chat right now. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Mabel. Thank you, Cordy. Thank you, Glam. Thank you, everybody who came in tonight. I love you guys. And thanks for spending your Saturday with me. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of ASMR. Hi, kitty. Tip nails. Okay, love. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing, blessed night. And I will see y'all possibly tomorrow on the flip side. Alrighty? I love you guys. Toodaloo. Check out part 1. Check out part 1 where we did the full acrylic on these nails. And then this is part 2, the Frenchie. So, I love you guys. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye. Ow! Love you guys. Yeah, Dad. Look at them. They love them. Bye. Thank you. Love you guys very, very much. Make sure you like and subscribe. Woo! Hype this baby up, too. Love you lots. Sugar's out.